Hi, welcome to Newsline TV. My name is Grace, and today we are talking about how to use space to bring out your image. In studio, as usual, we are joined by Nicole, our image consultant. Karibu, Nicole.
Thank you, Grace.
And Nicole is going to help us understand how we manage our space communicates about us or communicates about our homes and our office. Nicole, how do we do this? How does how can we use space to build an image in the office? Let's start in the office.
It is basically a broader reflection of your expectation of those who are in your space. So if we're talking about the office space, for example, is how is it laid out? How are your staff accessing the amenities in that space? Is it convenient, or is it convenient for the business or not convenient for the staff? Because most offices maintain the normal way of doing things. You have a printer with you and a photocopier somewhere in the office. No one cares about the common amenities of an office. For example, most office spaces have printers in a corner, like in a corner where everyone knows this is a printer area, and as compared to having it in the center of the office where anyone will easily walk in, and that will help you avoid the backlog of printer work or photocopier work. Because if a staff is under pressure and they need to do copies of a document that's 35 pages, even though your printer is automatic, they'll save their time and say, let me send out these emails and then do the photocopying later. So ideally for the office, it's just first of all, the layout is very important for yourself, your clients, and your staff. Since the staff spend 90% of their time in that space, it's very good to think in the capacity of your staff and hence make that environment very conducive for them so that they are able to maneuver their duties easily and with convenience. Regarding your clients, people who walk into the office, it's very good to make sure that you have seats for the guests, good seats that work. Your reception is arranged in such a way that people don't walk in and close the door on each other, so that everything is set at an angle that's eye-friendly and user-friendly for that space. Also now discussing about just the general office layout, sometimes it's good to have the departments laid out in such a way that they are relatable. You don't want to be 2 floors up for a department that is basically in more interaction with another department. Those are some of the hitches that people don't consider, because especially if you move from a small office space and go to a big office space, you want to enjoy it, forgetting the basic, which is to maximize output. So if you have 2 departments that correlate, it's very important to have them in the same space or close by spaces where it's maybe a floor up and a floor down, which makes it easy for maneuvering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in an office space, what would be the most ideal way to organize an office? Mm-hmm. For example, in an open plan office, where you're thinking of open plan, you don't want to partition and stuff like that.
Yes. In an open plan office space, it's very good to have the management, the senior people, sit at the corners. There's this theory about the corner office, the window office. It's very important to have them away from all the activity, because they need to be productive and they need to have a sense of seclusion, as compared to having the office messengers and other general junior staff operating within the space, because they are on call. Everyone is beeping them. There's an announcement going up for them to report to someone's office. They need to be at the center of it all. But senior management should ideally be reserved for space towards the 4 walls, so that they have a seclusion feeling even when the clients walk in. You don't want to walk in and you're dealing with a senior manager and tea is spilling here because someone missed it. So that totally throws off the environment. And now for other departmental issues, it's very good to have like quiet boundaries of, this is where this department ends. So if someone is walking in for the first time and they need to know, I want to see the CFRE department, I want to see the packaging department, I want to see the customer care department, you have a feeling of boundary. Otherwise, paperwork will overlap and other things will happen that will eventually create a catastrophe in that environment.
All right. So we should have some kind of partitioning
quiet, even
Quiet,
if it's not
actually.
live and,
Yes.
and happening right there. People just know that, you know, this is my working space.
Yes.
So my paperwork should not be 2 desks ahead of me.
Yes.
So I just can't leave my paperwork anywhere. If I'm in finance department,
Yes.
my paperwork can be there because I was doing a copy and maybe I stopped to explain something there, but it can't be in another department, and eventually in 2 days we will not be able to trace it.
Yes.
Especially for big and growing companies. Yes.
One of the main things that really takes up space in the office is furniture. How do you handle that so that you maximize on the kind of space you have? I mean, given you have too many, the space is really becoming little.
Yes. All right.
It's no longer what it used to be. Office space is no longer what it used to be.
Yes.
So how do you use furniture so that you create a sense of space
All right.
within the office?
Okay, that's a very good question, because if you're shopping for office furniture, it's very good to get tables that are divisible into 2, where you can partition not the space but the furniture. So it's a round table, but you can partition it and have people sit there. You can even quarter it depending on the size, and have 4 people just have it for basic space, like people who walk in and out of the office, people who don't need actual storage, like sales guys. They have a common storage place because when they come in, they submit a report and that's done. So you can just be able to tailor make your office space, you know, outsource when you've already thought about the needs of that department. And then when you send in the staff, they actually understand, as a salesperson, I cannot entertain backlog because I do not have the space for it. The more space there is, the more space for someone to say, this is my in tray, this is my out tray. And my in tray is always busy because people are piling, but my out tray is heaping up because I'm not releasing. So ideally for that office space management of furniture is get furniture that you can partition as much as possible into 2s or into quarters, and then just work with that space appropriately. Have common areas. Ideally, if you're coming from maybe a big space into a smaller space, you just decided to like save up on your resources, and or maybe you're going through a downsizing or business is not looking so well, you can be able to spread the previous accessories for the office, like the common printer, common photocopy machine, the shredder. If you had many, just put them on different sides of the office so that the people in that area can access and the other people can also access without that mingling of paperwork and as well as people.
Very true. Viewers, you must learn how to manage your space. It's easy to do with a little bit of management and space ideas, space management ideas from Nicole's Facebook page, Space Alicia's. You should be able to get ideas on how to do that. And while you're at it, please feel free to drop in a line, ask a question, give us your comment. Would really want to hear from you, and would really want to give you information that is relevant to you. So tell us what you want to learn and we shall tell it to you. We are very happy that you joined us today, and we know that we look forward for you joining us next time. Until then, God bless you and asanteni sana.